Hey folks, it's Andrew here, and I'd like to show you a little bit about recording and editing on Carbon. There are three basic ways that you can put notes into Carbon. You can either use step recording mode, where you play with no metronome or tempo. You can use real-time recording mode, where you can record while other tracks are playing. Or you can use step editing mode that lets you enter notes and CCs manually. So let's start with step recording mode. So let's say I want to start with my bass track. If I'm on my bass now, I can hear it because I've got the live mode enabled. So when live mode is enabled on a track, all other playback on that track is muted and you can take over and play live from your keyboard. So this is a really great way to jump in and do a solo on top of something that's already been recorded on the track. It's also great when you're recording because you can preview what you're doing and then commit it to the track. So let's say, first of all, let's say we want to make sure this entire track is cleared. So I'm going to just select the entire track, that's all 64 steps using the length knob, and then I'm going to shift clear. And now all the notes that were in there are cleared. And now I want to say only record an 8-note sequence. So I've selected 8 notes, that's going to be the first row, it's highlighted in dark gray. And if I hit record when the sequencer isn't running, now I'm going in step record mode. So now if I start to play a sequence, now record went out when the sequence finished, when I played all 8 notes. If I hold shift and press reset, I can reset the playback position, and now I can press run and I can hear the sequence from the beginning. Now I can actually transpose this sequence while it's playing by using the keyboard. So that's a really fast way to put in a sequence and it'll play back with perfect timing and everything. So now let's clear this again and let's now have a look at how we would do this if we wanted to insert some rests. Now, when you're in step recording mode, normally when you play, it just records in sequence like this, but I can also move the cursor around while I'm recording, so I can go like this and then I could skip to the next step using the start control. And I could skip another one, and then I can play 2 more notes, let's say. Now, if I play back, we can also do that using the damper pedal. So if you have a damper or hold pedal connected to your keyboard, if you're in recording mode, I can press this. Now I can press the damper and move forward 1 step. Same thing. So that's step recording mode. If I want to, let's say, add something using real-time recording mode, I can clear this. And if the sequence is running and I hit record, it will arm recording and it will start beeping an internal metronome, and then recording will be armed at the end of the loop. So this works a little bit easier if you've got more steps so that you've got a bit more time to get ready. So let's say this is playing round and round. There's no notes in here right now. If I arm recording, I can hear the metronome beeping, and now I'm recording. And when I get to the end of the loop, the recording stops. If you didn't play anything, nothing gets recorded or overwritten. So let me try doing something now using the metronome. So there, I've put in a real-time recording, now it's looping. As soon as I finish recording, it starts playing right away, and it's looping. So now let's use track 3, which is my pad sound, and let's do another real-time recording while the track 2 sequence, the bass sequence, is playing. So I'm going to arm recording again. So now you can see I only have really 2 events in the track, which is the first note and the other note. And notice that it also recorded the length of the notes. they're more than one step long because I held down during the recording. Now if I want to make better use of the steps on the grid because I only want a note every bar, let's say, I can actually go into the song and I can go to the step size and I can change that from a 16th to a whole note. And now what will happen is when I record, it'll only move the step every whole note instead of every 16th note. Let's say I only want 4 bars, so I'll just select a region of 4 long and I'll reset everything and start my sequence. Now you can see the playback cursor is only moving once per bar. And now I'm almost ready to go. So now I'm getting my sequence playing. I only used 4 steps to do this little pad sound. So now let's talk about step editing. So let's say I didn't like what I was doing here. I wanted to enter some more notes, or I want to change what I've got here now. So if I hold down edit, I'm in edit mode. It's a momentary mode. It's really, really fast to get in and out of. There's no menus or anything. You just hold down, and if I move the start control, I can preview the step I'm on. I can also move the start control, and then I can hit edit again to keep previewing. So now let's say I don't like this note, I want to change it. Down below, when you're holding down edit, it shows up to the 6 notes of polyphony. These can be notes or CCs, and I can adjust various things. I can adjust the velocity. I can also adjust the transposition of all the notes. So let's say I want to start an octave higher at the beginning of my sequence. Like that. I can also adjust the gate time. Now because this is a short sound on the patch that I'm using, we won't actually hear that. But you can make the notes longer and shorter. You can also edit notes individually. So let's say on my first step here, I want to add another note. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So there's 2 ways to do it. I can hold down edit and then just press a new set of notes. And it'll record the velocities and the notes that I press. If I'm like, oh, I should have hit that harder, I can go. So there you go. Now I've got 2 notes in there. Now I can edit each of the notes individually or together. So by default, I can edit together. If I want to edit individually, I hold down Shift and I just scroll over to the note. They're shown in the list down here. And now, so now I'm editing each individual item, and I can edit the velocities and the gate time separately for those notes as well. So that's step editing mode. So that should give you a pretty good idea of how you can step record, real-time record, or edit. One thing I didn't show is how to enter CCs. And that's really interesting as well, because you can actually record CCs throughout your sequence, or you can enter them at strategic points to turn on and off modulations, change the volume, or do whatever else you want that your synthesizer likes to respond to. Now we've got our sequence running, and as a final thing I'd like to show you a little bit about the polyphonic modes. This is actually running in duophonic mode, using 2 CV gate outputs connected directly to PHENOL oscillators and envelope generators. So this is something we can do directly out of here. This does the polyphonic MIDI to CV conversion and everything. And I can play a little solo over top of our little sequence that we've got going on here.